we got to show them something different too. We got them, make sure they're involved in some things, showing them, keeping busy, doing something so they can find what they enjoy doing, and then they won't get trapped in what's going on in the streets or in the world because they're so in tune to what they enjoy doing. So we have to make sure that our kids are, involved in some things, sports or science. And then because now my son, even if you do have a kid that like to be on social media or YouTube or using phone all the time, this is a great opportunity to put your kids in a gamer or put your kids in a science fair. We just got to think outside of the box when it comes to our kids now. We can't continue to just think so much inside the box. So, like you said, that this is another generation. So we got to come at them in a different way.
One thing that we can also do is, as you know your children, you know the gifts and talents, and just piggyback on what you're saying. That's how you help them develop that gift and talent. Yeah. So they can draw. Okay, maybe this is one of the things. Look for events that you can go free, and there are a lot of free events, free things in the city that you can do.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So. It is. Hello.
And I'm really just trying to be encouraged by God. As a man, I get emotional as I get older. We have a real big entity. We call it the invisible government. The more that we think that we have the answer, a lot of times we do have the answer. But the real problem is us as black people, we don't really want the answer. As much as we been through as a people in America, and we still looking for the same enemy for answers. We have a common enemy right in front of us, but we still tend to look for him to give us an answer. The real issue is called separation. We get hung up on that as a people. If you travel and go to a lot of major cities like Los Angeles or Chicago or even Atlanta, if you ever been to Buford Highway, you will see separation works. When you see the Asian, when you see the Spanish, they have their own business. Separation, not saying that we hate someone, but separation showing that if the government not working for us, we got to establish a government that will work for us. Mm-hmm. Stop looking for politics to think that's the answer. Anyone would tell me in the time they've been living, what president ever done anything for you and you still looking for him to give you something? The answer is right in front of you. We tend to turn our face because we still want to say that God wants us to love everyone. If you don't love yourself, how the hell can you love anybody else?
You can't. That's right. You can't.
That's the problem. And we'll continue to catch hell through this when you stop trying to look for someone to give you the answer. Our problem is that if separation will allow us to govern our own children, then we can be able to get some results. Yeah. On one end, we looking for sports and entertainment. When it comes to black youth, we really do not see that we can become a doctor or a lawyer. We only can see the vision of we can be an entertainer. So if entertainment is the only thing that you can see, then we always will be entertained. That's why it's easy to watch television. It's easy to watch television. It's easy to play games. It's easy to listen to dumb music.
That's right.
Because we're controlled by something you cannot see. And the babies don't see it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They don't see it. There's a story that we were growing up. It's called Peter Piper. And he was a controller of a flute. In this flute had music. In this town, they had a problem with rats. If you was growing up, you remember the time we used to call our children, sit down, you been a little rat. You're roaming around. But in this story was coming about that Peter Piper had a flute because they had a problem in this town with rats. If you see the subliminal message in this, you'll see what's going on right now. Peter Piper is actually a government. The flute is the music industry. So when you control the music industry, you control our youth. So when the music guides us into a direction, our children follow. You all remember when we were growing up with rap music, and it was happy rap. But it changes. So when it changes, it went from happy rap to positive rap to gangster rap. Now it's just off the chain.
Ratchet rap.
So what happened now is that when we listen to music, you could have told you were telling your children, I don't want to turn that down, I don't want to listen to it. So now most children have earphones. So we don't know what they're listening to. And 10 out of 10, they listen to negative music. There's no positive music. If you listen to gospel rap music. But what the problem is called separation. We scared of that word. Every time I bring it up, we have a problem with it. But no other race of folk don't have a problem with it. And they moving.
And they moving on. They make money.
Man, they don't care. They do not care who the president is. When we talk about, man, you ain't get a damn vote for Hillary. Them folks don't vote. They still got economics moving. Economics moving because they put their money together. That's not our problem. Black people, we got money. Plenty of it.
Yes, we do.
But money management is what kills us. Because we still trying to rub elbows with the enemy.
Preach.
When the enemy see you, he don't like you. The more you want to move with him, the more he don't like you. The more you think you get your car moving, parking next to him, he don't like you. Stop trying to force him to like you and force us to like ourselves. Exactly. I'd like to say I appreciate allowing me to come and talk. And I always try to let the GOD movement. The more I sit here, and I wanted to blame it on my voice, but I just always remember. And I say, anytime there's something that you got to push on and keep moving regardless, don't let nothing hold you back.
That's right.
Because excuses will always allow us to fall beyond. We got to keep pressing. I heard a brother today mention, he said, the pressing of breathing is the force of you pushing it back out to inhale and exhale. Didn't make sense until I thought about it and it made plenty of sense. It's the force and the pressure that moves us. So if you want to see something happen, you got to move back and forth to see something.
Yeah, forcing
it. Right. But if we sit there waiting on someone else to do it, it ain't going to get done because you think that she need to do it. She more educated, he more educated. I just sit back.
And that's the way we think.
But like I said, when they knock on your door, when problems knock on your door, then you looking for folks to help you out.
Yeah.
You can't wait then. You got to go ahead and move in it. Even though you really, quote unquote, not involved. But you're going to be involved. Yeah. And that's what we got to do as a people. It's sad that every race of people know our problem. But us. But we can do it. We can do it. If we made it this far for over hundreds of years, we can do it. But it's you need someone like the president that we have forcing us to do what we got to do.
I agree on that.
I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but I'm telling you something. But I like him because you need someone to say, dude, I'm not gonna do nothing for you. Get out my face.
I agree with that. You know, I agree with that because
I'm gonna say it right here, sister. I remember when I was in school, the teacher that I had that was passive, I ran all over his class.
Sure.
But when the teacher told me, dude, I give A's and F, and I know I ain't never make no A. And I know I couldn't bring no F. I passed with a B because he didn't play with me. See, you need somebody that can play with you and can put you to sleep and whisper in your ear the things you want to hear.
Don't continue to pat.
But you know, the sad thing is they still sitting around talking and not moving, like you say. People on Facebook and all the different places just complain this, Donald Trump that. But I see it where you got to make stuff happen for yourself.
Right. That's the reason why he became president.
I like less option. Less option allow you to keep moving. See, the more option you have, the more excuse
you won't do nothing. Mm-hmm.
Less that you have, then you realize I got to do it on.
Yeah, continue to talk. I love it.
Speak.
I agree. You know, I didn't vote for Trump either, but that force. We need that force. We not us continue to complain about Donald Trump, but looking at getting out. Exactly. This is our time. Exactly. Because Donald Trump ain't finna. He's a businessman. Right. He in it to make money.
Yeah.
And if you wasting money, that can finna get cut.
Yeah, he in it to make money for himself and his cronies.
That's it. And this is the opportunity for us to come on and come together.
Yes.
And do what we need to do because we can do it. Like you said, we spend trillions of dollars.
Our numbers is what is it, $1306.6 billion, and that's our black buying spending money that we have, and billions of dollars. So we can take it and do stuff. We can sow back into our community. We can buy black. We can do that to help, replenish our money, our economics. We can do this. But the thing is, we don't believe in helping each other.
We don't believe in ourselves.
We don't
We're like crabs in a barrel. Mm-hmm. Like crabs in a barrel. When you look at the being realistic, when you look at the people who own the hair stores in our community, who does the nails?
Yes.
I sit there and you look at it, and I mean, I'm talking about they see probably, I can say a good at least 50 people per day, at least one of those large stores, and at least 50 people. Just how much money they make a year off of us.
Yeah, and they hire people. I'm a stylist. He's a barber. They hire us to work in their stores, but yet don't want to build a relationship with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to support other black-owned beauty supply. Oh, their prices are too high. Well, they have to be high because they got to go through, so much just to be able to get our products, let alone the hair.
Mm-hmm.
But if you, support them, we're able to rebuild ourselves.
Yes.
How do you think we had Black Wall Street back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
We have to get back to believing in ourselves. Even if it's the faithful few, we can take them, and then once we're educated, we go out and be willing to educate those. So they can jump on board and keep growing. We got to be there for our children because they are the youth. They are the next generation. Has anybody actually just thought about, who's really going to run our country and everything else and how they acting now? We're not raising 1-year-old and 2-year-olds and, no, if they're a teenager, we're not raising teens. We're raising them to be future adults. And if we understand that, they're in elementary. We're raising future young ladies and young men. So we raise them according to the next stage that they're about to enter. Mm-hmm. Prepare them for that.
Mm-hmm.
Not just wait till they get there.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then decide, I'll teach you now.
Right.
Let me get you on track now. You know what I'm saying? We need to do it now. And that's the thing, we my brother was saying, we have to we make so much money, man. we make so much money, but again, we are so stingy with it. We make so much money.